December 13, 2026 is being presented as a destination. But Haiti's real problem is the road that's supposed to lead there. The date is on the calendar, but a date does not create security, functioning institution, accessible roads, voter registration, or public confidence. The Haitian Electoral Council itself say the calendar depends on acceptable security climate and sufficient financing resource. The question, therefore, is not whether somebody can announce December 13th, but whether Haiti will actually be ready to conduct a credible nationwide election by December 13th. Let me repeat it back for you. It's supposed to be credible. Nationwide mean can everybody participate? Not a small little clique, the whole damn voting electoral body. Can every being in the electoral body participate? The first condition for an election is not the ballot itself, it is the ability of citizens to safely participate. Haiti is still dealing with armed gangs, people controlling substantial territory of Port-au-Prince. People, I want to highlight this is Port-au-Prince. This is where the international's at. All this upheaval is going on, is popping off where they're at. Okay, there's displacement 2.5 million. They bought the FAIT, so they have a whole FAIT system they run over there. And then for Port-au-Prince, they have transportation problem. There's serious insecurity. I mean, when you look at some of the Haitian news media and stuff, when you hear the Haitians like, "Oh yeah, I'll be sitting here and there's guns, bullets flying all over the place," they're like, "What?" Yeah, they're like, "Yeah, they shoot them up all the time." Like, "What?" Yeah, people dying all over the place. Yep, that's just the reality for the last 5 years. They came aboard water was. So the OAS has, they're saying that they want to reduce the gangs. The gangs are not reduced, people. So OAS has specifically identified reducing armed gang territory control. Well, that's what they would like to do, but that's not what's being done. I think these people work in perversion. So for me, when OAS is saying that they want to reduce the gang territory control. For me, they might as well say they want to increase the gang territory control. They saying that they want to secure the routes to the airport and the ports. For me, they might as well saying that they're not going to secure it, you know, because I don't know what securing the airports and the ports have to do with an election or security, because that's supposed to be a state function. That's no foreign humanitarian intervention should be dealing with that. That's supposed to be a Haitian institution, airports and ports and stuff. Okay, so right there, OAS is overstepping right there. That they overstepping right there. Constitution, that's forbidden. So right there, I was like, you're overstepping right here. And then they're supposed to be restoring safe access towards southern Haiti as immediate security objective. Well, the fact is, it's been 5 years, and that has not been established. So that's something they're gonna have to be called out on. 5 years that have not been established. So clearly, I don't know what this rush to election for. What are we rushing for? Y'all cats been sitting around in 5 years. Y'all never there's no security since Jovenel Moise died. Y'all cats been sitting around there, parlaying. Now y'all want an election. Um, and And if those objectives remain unfinished, then the election timetable is run ahead of condition required to make the election meaningful. My problem is these cats been there for 5 years. They didn't produce it. Why right now? 5 years is actually a whole term for president over there. Most people don't realize that Haitian president term is 5 years. People, that's a whole presidential term, man. Nothing was done for that country, man. We have people say they know the best and they have not delivered here, and now they panicking. They have a whole term. They didn't do anything for the damn place called Haiti. They didn't do anything for some called Haitian, and now they trying to rush to an election where none of the criteria has been met for election to be held at all. Um, so look at what the electoral authorities themselves are saying about registration. Voter registration began on July 20th. The CEP initially excluded entire people. How you want to have a fair legitimate when you got on like the seat department? So they basically saying they are this whole southern the Port-au-Prince, 2 point something million people right off the bat. Okay, you guys are not gonna participate because we can't get security over there. But that's what you telling the world. You telling the world that you're doing security. Why are you telling 2.5 million people? This is the big voting block that they're not allowed to vote. So how is this election legitimate? See, that right there, y'all need to be called out on. It's supposed to be nationwide. Everybody supposed to be able to vote if that's what you're claiming you're doing. You can't include them. So you got this huge voting block not allowed to vote because the security condition there. But isn't that what you cats supposed to do? Fix the security problem? Nah, y'all gonna have to make that make sense to the planet. Y'all gonna have to make that make sense over there. No, nobody should give y'all a card. Get your little explain that. Y'all have 5 years. Y'all been talking about y'all deal and y'all hadn't been able to stop it. Okay, because that's not what it is. Okay, so the council said registration would expand progressively only under acceptable condition of security, accessible, effective. That is not a small technical problem. The South contains a huge portion of Haiti electoral, and including the capital region. So when I first saw that, I'm like, we got a problem. That's a big block, man. That's a huge block. You can't just chop off like 3 to 4 million people say they can't vote now. That's a big goddamn block. That's like shit. That's like you throwing away 50%. Who do that in an election? 50% of the electorate not allowed to vote because this insecurity. Well, you're supposed to be dealing with insecurity, so you're gonna have, the internationals. They're gonna make this make sense. Me personally, I knew this. I like, that's not possible. Not what's on the ground here, people. Then ask the simple question: where are all the people supposed to vote? A voter cannot participate simply because an electoral date exists. Citizens need registration, identification card, accessibility registration, voting center, transportation, function road, security, trained electoral workers, and the ability to reach a polling station without intimidation. The CEP own calendar show the registration continue until October 13th, while polling station personnel are not scheduled to finish recruitment until whew, November 12th. November 21st, people. So they're recruiting people for the polling station. That don't end until November 20, 21st. And they're doing registration. They're going to stop their registration by October 13th. That means December 13th is not mailing election day. It is an endpoint of an enormous logistical operation that is still being constructed. Identification system have to reach people who have lost documentation through displacement. People, they got about like 2 point something million people, honey. They lost their homes. Everything got burned up. Now, how are we going to be able to identify these damn people? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Here we go. Who are they? Registration centers have to operate in areas where security remain uncertain. So, oh, here's something else, people. You got these people talking about they're gonna run for, they can't. Hot mess, hot mess, hot mess. Ooh, they running for to be the president, but there's part of the country they can't go and campaign. Hot mess, hot stink mess, hot mess. Election material have to move through territory where transportation access are not guaranteed. Japan and the OAS recently announced $3 million specifically to help with voters' registration, identification card, rural registration service, electricity, and internet infrastructure. The problem with this, people, 3 million ain't nothing. That's a spit in the bucket, people. If you're getting machinery and stuff, unless they, I wouldn't be shocked if they bought like little translucent white plastic boxes and put a slit through it. I wouldn't be shocked because that 3 million that ain't nothing. That can't really do what it's supposed to because it's. I don't think people realize the magnitude, the size of that land, and I don't think people realize the communes and stuff like that, and that's just not enough money. So when somebody say the election is December 13, the response should be, are the condition ready? The OAS itself said the electoral timetable need urgent acceleration while simultaneously calling for more security personnel, equipment, finance, registration, identification card, public information, voter mobilization. That tells you the process not sitting comfortably at the finish line. Critical pieces are still being assembled. And this is where the security questions become impossible to ignore. The international community original framework, security as essential to restore stability and create the condition for political normalization. Now the election timetable is moving forward while the security operation is still being asked to expand its personnel and operation capability. If security remains unfinished, why should the calendar be treated as more important than the condition that makes the calendar possible? Haiti has already demonstrated that putting a date on an election does not automatically produce an election. The country last held election was legislative was 2016, and the political crisis deepened dramatically after President Jovenel was murdered in 2021. He was murdered. He wasn't assassinated. He was murdered. Years of institutional disruption cannot be repaired by announcing one December date. A country does not go through years of instability and then suddenly become institutionally ready because somebody prints a ballot. There is also a constitutional question that deserves serious public discussion. The current calendar placed presidential legislation election together with a popular vote on proposed constitutional change on December 13th. You can't ask for constitutional change if you don't say what it is. What do y'all want in this constitution? Y'all got to show the constitution, people. Y'all going to have to show what it is y'all talking about. Y'all, no, no, no. Anybody voting something they don't know what it is. It's not going to be like check here. No, no. This is serious. Y'all need to show what it is y'all talking about. Nobody going for that. Okay, so this is another problem here. They want things to go in the Constitution, but they don't want to show the people. You got to show them, man. That's their country, man. That's their Constitution. They got to live with it, man. So they got to be shown too. See, before asking citizens to approve change to the constitutional framework, people need a genuine opportunity to understand what is being proposed, what power would change, what institution would be affected, how these changes would alter their right in their government. A constitutional referendum is not supposed to be treated like another checkbox on an election ballot. It concerns the rules under which the country itself operates. If the citizens are displaced, unable to access information, unable to reach registration center, or live in an area where the state cannot reliable provide security, the question of meaningful participate become unavoidable. The issue is therefore not simply whether the ballot can be printed, but whether citizens can make an informed decision under conditions that allow broad participation. This is another problem, trust. Haiti has experienced decades of international involvement, political interference, humanitarian programs, security initiative, developed project, promises of assistance, whether one agree with every criticism of the history or not. The accumulated experience have created a serious credibility issue for the international actors. An election supported from outside cannot simply assume that Haitians will automatically trust the institution organizing it. That is why calling December 13 a magic bullet missed the point. An election can transfer authority, but it cannot itself reopen roads, remove armed gangs, rebuild institutions, return displaced people, restore courts, create jobs, repair infrastructure, establish public safety. The election is one political mechanism. It is not a substitution for rebuilding the state. Haiti needs functional institutions capable of making an election meaningful. The international itself recognized this concern that OASA security and elections are interconnected priorities and has called for measurable progress, including reducing armed gang territory control, restoring access to critical transportation routes. That acknowledgement actually strengthened the central question. If the security conditions are prerequisite, what happens if these prerequisites are not met by December? This is why I would call the situation a bottleneck rather than simply saying Haiti does not want an election. The bottleneck is everything that must happen before the citizen can cast a meaningful ballot. Registration must work, identification must work, Must be accessible. Polling place must be reachable. Election workers must be available. Security must protect voters. The citizens must believe that their participation matter. And the bottleneck cannot be solved by forcing every other piece to move fast just because December 13th is approaching. If one of the system remain broken, pushing the rest toward does not necessarily resolve the underlying problem. You can accelerate registration while security remain inadequate. You can print ballot while transportation remain unsafe. You can announce candidates while citizens remain unable to reach voting center. The danger is that an election conducted under severely unequal conditions could create another legitimacy crisis instead of ending the existing one. Technically, a complete election is not automatically the same as broadly trusted election. If large population cannot participate effectively, the winner may face questions about representation of the result. The OAS itself has said that the integrity of the process requires confidence in the rules and transparent handling of concerns about the candidates and eligibility. That is why the phrase mission impossible captured the argument being made here. It does not mean that Haitians are incapable of holding an election. It means the central timetable is attempting to accomplish an enormous political operation where critical foundation remain under construction. The CEP has specifically conditioned its calendar on acceptable security and adequate finances. So even the official plan acknowledges that December 13th depend on conditions that are not entirely under electoral council control. The argument should therefore not be reduced to Haiti should never have an election. Haiti absolutely need legitimate constitutional government and functional democratic system. The question is when and under what condition an election can generally serve Haiti's citizens rather than merely satisfying a timetable. If the country need more time to establish minimum conditions for meaningful participation, acknowledge that reality is not opposition to election. If the goal is truly to put Haiti back on its feet, then the priority should be measurable. Can citizens safely travel between communities? Can displaced Haitians return or participate where they currently live? Can people obtain identification card? Can registration reach the electoral? Can polling stations operate throughout the country? Can security protect voters and election workers without turning the election into another exercise conduct primarily under emergency condition? The Haitian people deserve more than an election that exists on paper. They deserve a process in which participation is generally possible. Information is accessible, security is real, and the political outcome can command legitimacy beyond institutions that organize it. The international community can provide assistance, money, logistic, and technical support, but those resources cannot manufacture Haitian ownership or trust. The OAS itself have stated that Haiti future belongs first and foremost to the Haitians. Yeah. So December 13th should not be treated as a simply because it appears on the calendar. If Haiti is not ready, the honest question is why the country would be pushed toward an election before the conditions necessary for credible election. Security is not a side issue. Registration is not a side issue. Access is not a side issue. Public trust is not a side issue. They are the foundation. The ballot should come after the foundation is strong enough to carry it. So what I'm saying here, that country is under no condition to be having an election right now. Now we're gonna need adults to admit that to themselves first. People are still displaced. People, 5 years, these people have this crocodile security. More people are being died. There's a lot of people dying like flies. People are getting drawn. People are getting killed. All kind of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of war crimes going on here. When this stuff settles, Haiti's gonna need to get some lawyers to figure out why this level of criminality, this level of brutality was brought to the terrain, why why war was brought to the country. So whenever the dust settle, we're gonna have to lower it up, figure out why they brought war to that terrain. They didn't have war here, man. We're gonna figure out why these innocent people were killed like that here, and we need to make sure this never happened to us again. That we're never targeted like this again. We need to make sure this place is never, ever, ever targeted like this again. So we're gonna have to shut that program down. Every 4 or 5 years, they run in there killing innocent people and screaming security and stuff like that. And now we have the very same actors that do this, screaming election. They know damn well no election can happen. I mean, I don't know how they're gonna have election, man. Election with 90% of people not involved. I mean, who election is it? That's the question here. Whew, I just can't. I don't have the bandwidth for them. They never have anything to offer that's of value to internationals when they come to that damn place. I don't know. I don't have the bandwidth for them and their foolishness. It's like for me, it's like from one little monkey show to next. I like these blonde and their monkey show, man. It never stopped when it comes to Haiti. I'm like, blonde, stop doing your monkey show. Your little monkey theater. Please like and subscribe. But that place is not ready for an election. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Oh hell no. Oh hell no. Oh